All hell might be breaking loose in college football once again, as it appears that North Carolina is looking to make a move to the SEC. Could the ACC be on the verge of collapsing if the Tar Heels figure a way out? Let's talk about that. But before we get into this, if you enjoy college football content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, let me know which ACC team you want to see go where if we get another major realignment shift in the comment section below. Around 3 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, major news broke that North Carolina was exploring a potential move from the ACC to the SEC according to On3. This report by On3 comes a few days after a report from Inside Carolina reported that North Carolina was looking to make this move in the near future. If Tuesday's and Thursday's reports are accurate, that means shit is about to hit the fan. What makes this all so crazy is the report by Inside Carolina broke only a few hours after ACC Commissioner Jim Phillips spoke for about an hour on the kickoff of ACC Media Days, making sure to underline the appearance that the league was a unified front. Inside Carolina's Adam Smith wrote Tuesday, Clemson and Florida State no longer are suing the ACC, with those parties about 4.5 months removed from settling dueling lawsuits, an agreement that Phillips, perhaps predictably painting the terms as a compromise rather than a concession, emphasized will continue to fortify the conference in the future. Phillips said, I knew what the Clemson and Florida State people were saying because they communicated it to the entire group about their desire to be in the ACC. And I believe them, I really do. I have a responsibility to make sure that our ACC schools want to be in this league, not just have to be in this league. I think that's important. Since we've had that take place in March, I've not felt stronger about this league than I have in the last 5 months. I mean that. I'm not saying that. It's not a hyperbole. And the rest of that stuff, I really believe it. When you think about settling those lawsuits and being committed to one another, you talk about viewership and success on how to distribute dollars. You talk about coming off one of the most revenues we've ever distributed, 29 national championships, claimed by ACC teams across the last 4 years, the sport of football getting better, and we want to take another step this year. The league is situated nicely right now. Go put a good team together, invest, play good competition, play good non-conference games, draw attention, like last year's game with Georgia Tech and Florida State did, and others. I listed the Clemson LSU game. Go fight for those dollars. From a viewership standpoint, everybody's going to get a certain level of viewership dollars. There will be a little bit of a teeter-totter based on your performance, based on your team, and that's healthy. I really do. The league's settlement with Clemson and Florida State significantly decreased the league's exit fees by tens of millions of dollars, and its once ironclad grant of rights deal dissolved. Sources told Inside Carolina that North Carolina is in the front of the pack alongside Clemson when it comes to the next wave of conference realignment. The conference will remain intact until at least June of 2027 due to the settlement's parameters. Official notice must be filed by June 1st for withdrawal to become effective on June 30th of the following year. So if an ACC school files for withdrawal on June 1st, 2026, it will be required to pay an exit fee of $147 million to leave the conference on June 30th, 2027. From there, the ACC's exit fees drop by $18 million each year until leveling off at $75 million in 2030 and 31. The league's exit cost remains considerable, but they're not prohibitive. According to the News and Observer on Thursday, North Carolina has paid nearly $650,000 to a prominent law firm over the past 3 years to prepare for a rapidly shifting landscape in college sports. According to the detailed bills that UNC needed to release after a lawsuit by a local lawyer, a quarter of the money went to Werman Media Group. All the company could tell the News and Observer was that they provided professional industry research and consulting services. The man who sued North Carolina, Raleigh-based attorney David McKenzie, spoke on the situation saying, "This thing could not be more opaque. You have a public university spending public money on secret consultants to make secret decisions in secret meetings, and then they are refusing to explain any of it? The Werman is the same company the ACC used in 2023 to keep its brand strong, but they could keep the conference together, which makes the story even crazier." One of the former UNC system vice presidents and management professors at NC State explained, that means that at the same time Werman was helping boost the ACC, it was advising one of the conference's most high-profile members as it considered whether to stay. That could be a conflict of interest on Werman's part. This story has everything. Secret shady deals, a rival school lawyer suing said school to bring this all to light, and that does not even include the fact that North Carolina just brought in Bill Belichick as head coach, as a relatively new chancellor who has been on the job for a year now. Steve Newmark is arriving August 15th to serve as the Executive Associate Athletic Director and will take over for Athletic Director Bubba Cunningham next year. Newmark, the outgoing president of Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing and NASCAR, will prioritize revenue driving and fundraising efforts with the Tar Heels during their transition to take over for Cunningham. The school is looking to maximize profits, and it makes sense that they are trying to leave the ACC and being one of the people at the front of the door rather than being left behind. For years, it always seemed like North Carolina was destined to join the Big Ten if they were to leave the ACC, while many thought NC State would be the school joining the SEC if the ACC were to break up. This was due to academic reasons and what the faculty wanted, or the North Carolina fans wanted to join the SEC since it made more sense geographically. Under Roberts and Newmark, it looks like fans will get their way because North Carolina is aiming to join the SEC, with the best guess it would occur in 2030-2031 when the exit fee drops to $75 million. It would be a blow to the ACC, as North Carolina was one of the school's founding members back in 1953. Roberts was also part of the group behind the scenes that got the settlement across the line with Florida State and Clemson. UNC was also among the so-called Magnificent Seven, schools that rebelled behind the scenes against the ACC 2 years ago amid other conference realignments, asking the league for a bigger share of the financial pie, illustrating its discount with the existing revenue-sharing terms. With the way the exit fees work, it almost lines up perfectly for a jump to the Big Ten and SEC for schools, as the Big Ten's media right deal expires in 2030 and the SEC's expires in 2034, which lays the groundwork for multiple schools to move. North Carolina would be a team that brings money to the table for their next conference. They are a major brand when it comes to basketball, being one of the most successful programs in the nation with 6 national titles and 18 ACC conference tournament championships. In football, they have won 5 ACC titles, but have not won the ACC since 1980. Under Mack Brown and Larry Fedora, they went to 2 ACC title games in 2022 and 2015, have been to 39 bowl games, making 6 straight dating back to 2019. They just hired Bill Belichick as head coach, one of, if not the greatest head coach of all time at the NFL level, and are building their football brand up with a Hard Knocks-esque docuseries, which will reportedly end up on Hulu. They sold out of their season tickets earlier this year, and according to Pete Thamel, have sold all their home tickets already, which is the earliest the school has sold out their tickets ever. North Carolina is also successful in other sports like men's and women's lacrosse, national championship winning women's basketball team, and most importantly to the SEC, a very successful men's baseball team, has finished as runner-ups in the College World Series twice, has consistently made an NCAA tournament appearance. They're also in the 22nd largest television market in the Raleigh-Durham area, and neither the SEC or Big Ten has a foothold in the state of North Carolina. We could be in for a wild ride when it comes to conference realignment, and North Carolina could be one of the schools controlling the wheel rather than sitting in the back seat. What do you think? Where does North Carolina end up, and can the ACC survive? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out one of my other videos YouTube thinks you will love right here. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.